You're 1 hour away from a completely different life. Most people think they need to do something massive to change their life. They think it takes a total transformation, a huge leap, some dramatic shift. So they wait until the timing is right, until the schedule is clear, until the pressure is gone. But let me tell you something honest and powerful. You're not stuck because you lack time. You're stuck because you haven't committed one focused hour, 1 hour a day. That's all it takes. Not 10, not 5, just one. 1 hour of learning, 1 hour of building, 1 hour of showing up for you, because that 1 hour, it adds up. It compounds, it builds momentum that doesn't just change your day, it changes your life. So if you're waiting for the perfect moment to begin, stop. This is it. And in this video, I'm going to show you how 1 hour a day, just one, can be the difference between staying stuck and finally rising. Let's begin. Part 1. Success is built in small, consistent hours. Let's kill the myth right now. Success doesn't happen in some giant moment. It doesn't come in one big break. It doesn't arrive in a flash of glory or some perfect timing. Success is built in the quiet, small, repetitive hours when no one's watching. It's built in the early mornings when you'd rather sleep. It's built in the late nights when you're tired, but you keep pushing. It's built in the 1 hour you give to yourself, even when the rest of the world is pulling at you. 1 hour every day. No excuses. That's how it starts. Success isn't sexy. It's discipline. People want the results, but they don't want the routine. They want the transformation, but they don't want the repetition. But here's the truth. You want to get in shape? It's not one killer workout. It's an hour a day. You want to write a book? It's not one night of inspiration. It's a page a day. You want to master a skill? It's not one course. It's 1 hour of practice over and over. You want to change your mindset? It's not one motivational video. It's 1 hour of feeding your mind every day. That's it. No magic. No shortcuts. Just 1 hour of showing up for yourself. The world doesn't reward you for what you intend to do. It rewards you for what you consistently do. You can dream big. You can talk about your goals all day. But if you're not putting in consistent hours, the dream stays a dream. Ask yourself, what am I doing for at least 1 hour a day that's actually building the life I want? Not what you're thinking about, not what you're researching, not what you're planning. What are you doing? Because when you look at your life today, it's not a reflection of your intentions. It's a reflection of your habits. 1 hour of intention beats 10 hours of distraction. Most people don't lack time. They waste it. They spend 10 hours scrolling, worrying, comparing, and call it being busy. But give me one person, just one who gives one focused hour a day to their craft, their growth, their purpose. That person will run laps around someone with all day and no discipline. Because consistency is the greatest force of progress in the world. It doesn't matter how slow you go. It doesn't matter if nobody claps for you. It doesn't matter if you mess up along the way. What matters is that you keep showing up. Show up for 1 hour a day and your life will change. Here's what nobody tells you. That first hour, it feels small. It feels like it's not enough. It feels like this won't matter. But after 30 days, you feel stronger. After 60 days, you feel momentum. After 90 days, other people start to notice. After 6 months, your entire life looks different. Because what you're building isn't just a habit. You're building trust with yourself, confidence, character, consistency. And once you believe in your ability to show up every day, you become unstoppable. Small hours, big future. It's not about doing everything in one day. It's about doing something every day. 1 hour to study, 1 hour to build, 1 hour to move, 1 hour to write, 1 hour to think, 1 hour to focus. That 1 hour makes you dangerous. Because while everyone else is waiting for motivation, you're building discipline. While everyone's watching others live, you're creating something that matters. While the world is asleep at the wheel, you're sharpening your edge. And in time, that 1 hour a day will turn into a life most people only dream of. Part 2, the compound effect, small efforts stack up. Let's go deeper. If you've got 1 hour a day, just one focused, disciplined hour, you've got everything you need to build a future that most people only dream about. But here's the key. It's not about the hour you give today, it's about the hundreds of hours you stack by the end of the year. And most people miss that. They want fast change, they want big results now. And when that 1 hour doesn't give them a six-pack, $1 million business, or viral success in 30 days, they quit. But the winners, the ones who rise, they understand compound growth. Success is built just like money compounds. You invest small, you stay consistent. And over time, it multiplies. You read 20 pages a day, that's 30 books a year. You write 500 words a day. That's a book by the end of the year. You work on your craft 1 hour a day. That's 65 hours of practice, not theory, not dreaming, not watching others do it. Practice, reps, discipline, the kind of quiet daily effort that adds up when no one's watching. 1 hour a day may feel small, but 65 hours, that's 45 full work days of focused growth. Now imagine if you took the average person's Netflix time, or scrolling time, or gossip time, and replaced it with deliberate, intentional work on your future. Your confidence would be unshakable. Your energy would be unmatched. Your results would be undeniable. But here's the hard truth. Most people don't stay long enough. They start, they try, but they stop when it gets quiet. When progress is slow, when no one is clapping, when the mirror doesn't change fast enough. But what they don't realize is the compound effect is always working, like a seed underground. You water it day after day. You see nothing for weeks. But deep beneath the surface, something is happening. And one day, it breaks through. Not because that day was special, but because all the silent days built up to that moment. Every hour you show up is a deposit into your future. And those deposits, they never disappear. They collect, they multiply, they shape you. And then out of nowhere, you become an overnight success after 200 days of quiet work. So if you feel like your effort is small right now, good. Small is sustainable. Small is repeatable. Small is how the greatest things in life are built. You don't need to blow up your schedule. You don't need to quit your job or run off to Bali to find yourself. You just need to show up 1 hour a day and let those small, focused efforts stack. Because over time, they will build a stronger body, a sharper mind, a better career, a deeper sense of purpose, a life that feels earned, not given. So remember this. The results may be invisible right now, but the work is not wasted. Every page, every rep, every lesson, every uncomfortable step, it's all working. That's the power of the compound effect. And when you combine consistency with belief, when you stop measuring your effort by today's results and instead trust the process, that's when everything changes. Now, you've built the habit, you've started stacking your hours. But how do you make that 1 hour unshakable? That's what we're going into next. Let's talk about the one thing that will separate you from 99% of the world. Focus. Not working harder, not doing more, working deeper. Part 3, focus is your superpower, use it wisely. So now you know the truth. 1 hour a day is enough if you're consistent. But here's what most people overlook. It's not just about giving 1 hour. It's about how you use that hour. That's where most people fail. They sit down to work, but the phone is buzzing. They open the book, but keep checking messages. They plan to build, but get pulled into distractions. The time was there, but the focus was gone. Let me tell you this straight. If you can waste 5 hours a day and get nothing done, or use one focused hour and change your entire trajectory, the world is loud, and it's stealing your future. Right now, you are living in the most distracted generation in human history. The world doesn't just want your money, it wants your attention. And if you don't learn how to guard it, someone else will use it for their gain, not yours. Think about this. Every scroll is stealing minutes. Every notification is breaking your rhythm. Every quick check is costing you deep focus. Every distraction is delaying the life you say you want. Your ability to focus is the new superpower, and most people never develop it. 2. 1 hour of deep work can do more than 10 hours of busyness. This is what makes the top 1% different. They don't just work hard, they work deep. They train their mind to stay present. They remove distractions. They create sacred space where only their dream is allowed to speak. And in that space, magic happens. You don't need to multitask. You don't need 10 things happening at once. You need one mission, one target, 1 hour where you go all in. That's when real progress happens. Make your hour non-negotiable. Guard it like your life depends on it, because in many ways, it does. That 1 hour, that's your edge, your escape from the noise, your space to sharpen, grow, and build. So protect it, like a warrior. Turn your phone off. Log out of distractions. Tell the people around you, this hour is mine. Set a timer. Don't break the focus until it rings. No excuses. No negotiations. No halfway. You don't owe the world your attention every second. You owe your future your focus for 1 hour a day. For focus is a muscle, train it daily. At first it will be hard. You'll get bored. You'll feel uncomfortable. Your brain will beg for distraction. But every time you bring your attention back to the task, you're getting stronger, more disciplined, more locked in. And soon, what was once difficult becomes your new normal. Because now, while everyone else is scattered, you're dialed in. While they're drifting, you're building. And focus, when repeated daily, becomes your superpower. Your focus builds your future. You don't need to be smarter. You don't need to be richer. You don't need better luck. You need better focus. So from this day forward, decide no more half-working, no more distraction addiction, no more letting the outside world rob your inside vision. 1 hour, full presence, deep focus. That's your edge. Because when you give your all to that 1 hour, it will give you a life most people can't even imagine. And once you master your focus, now you're ready to go even deeper. Because in the next part, we're talking about the one thing most people run from, but the most successful people run toward: discipline. Not just showing up, but showing up when you don't feel like it. Part 4, discipline, is built in the hours you don't feel like it. Let me tell you something most people don't want to hear. You won't always feel like it. You won't always be motivated. You won't always be in the mood. And if you wait until you are, you'll wait forever. Discipline is what separates the dreamers from the doers. Discipline is what kicks in when motivation disappears. It's not about how you feel, it's about what you've decided. And when you've made the decision to give 1 hour a day to your future, you don't negotiate with your feelings, you follow through regardless. See, the strongest version of you is not the one who feels inspired. It's the one who shows up when it's boring, when it's hard, when the results are invisible. That's where the real transformation begins. That 1 hour on the day you don't feel like doing it matters more than 10 hours on the day you're hyped up. Because it's in that hard hour, that quiet hour, that inconvenient hour, that you're building something far more powerful than a result. You're building trust with yourself, and that self-trust, that's where confidence comes from, not from success, from consistency. The most successful people you know, they didn't always love the work, but they loved what the work would create. So they stayed with it. They trained their mind to show up, and over time they became dangerous, not because they were the best, but because they were the most reliable. Every time you show up when you don't feel like it, you separate yourself from 99% of people who quit the moment things get hard. You teach your mind, I am not controlled by mood. I am led by mission. And that shift, That's when everything starts to change. Because now 1 hour isn't something you squeeze in. It becomes who you are, part of your identity, part of your rhythm, non-negotiable, no excuses. No deals with your feelings, just commitment, just discipline. It's easy to work when you're excited, but who are you when no one's watching? When the energy is gone, when no one's clapping, that's when character is built. And if you can learn to win the hard hour, the hour where nothing feels fun, where your energy is low, where everything in you wants to give up, then there's nothing you can't do. So don't wait to feel like it. Don't wait for the perfect conditions. Don't wait for inspiration to strike. Just start. Start tired. Start unsure. Start anyway. Because if you can push through 1 hard hour a day, you can push through anything. And when you get to the other side of that hour, when it's done, and you realize you did it anyway, you build something more valuable than success. You build grit. And grit will take you places that talent and luck never could. Let's keep going. Because now that discipline is in place, now that you've proven you can show up through anything, it's time to talk about the most sacred space in your entire day. Your mornings, when the world is quiet, and your mind is clear, what you do next will determine everything. 5 1-hour a day is enough if you stop making excuses. Let's be honest now. 1 hour a day is enough? It's always been enough? But here's the reason most people never experience that truth. They make excuses. They say things like, I'm just too busy. I'm too tired after work. My schedule is too crazy. I'll start next week when things calm down. And it sounds reasonable, doesn't it? Life is demanding. You've got responsibilities. But here's the uncomfortable truth. You don't need more time. You need fewer excuses. Excuses are easy, they're comfortable, they give you an out. They let you stay where you are without guilt. But they cost you something far greater than time. They cost you your future. You don't need a 3-hour morning routine or an empty calendar. You don't need to quit your job or wait for January 1st. You need to own 1 hour a day, like your life depends on it, because it does. And let's break the biggest lie of all. I don't have time. Yes, you do. You had time to scroll. You had time to binge. You had time to gossip. You had time to worry about things you can't control. So let's not pretend this is about time. It's about priorities. And when you say, I don't have time, what you're really saying is, it's not important enough to me yet. That 1 hour, it's not just about doing more, it's about deciding that you're done lying to yourself. That you're done delaying. That you're done putting your life on hold for one more excuse. Because once you stop negotiating with your comfort, everything shifts. You start owning your time. You start moving with purpose. You stop blaming circumstances and start creating results. Excuses sound good until they rob you of another year, another opportunity, another version of you that could have existed if only you'd shown up. You think you need more time to be great. You don't. You need 1 focused hour, given with no excuses. 1 hour where you say, this is mine, this is for me, this is my chance to break the cycle. Because deep down, you know, you've been holding yourself back. You've let later become your lifestyle. You've waited for someone to give you permission. But you don't need permission anymore. You need action. Excuses will always be there. So will distractions. So will fear. But if you're serious about your future, if you're tired of staying stuck, then you commit. You draw a line in the sand and say, no more excuses. No more waiting. No more half-living. 1 hour a day, no matter how you feel, no matter what the day throws at you, no matter what anyone else is doing. Because when you start showing up like that, you don't just change your schedule, you change who you are. You become someone others admire, someone others follow, someone unstoppable. And when you can look at yourself at the end of the day and say, I did it, I didn't flinch, I didn't fold, I showed up, that's when everything begins to change. That's when excuses lose their power. That's when your life begins to reflect your effort. That's when you earn your transformation. Let's move forward. Because now that you've stripped the excuses away, now that the noise is gone, it's time to build the most powerful hour of your day from the inside out. Let's talk about how to turn your future into a reality. One decision at a time. So here we are. You've made it to the end of this message. But this isn't the end. This is the beginning. Because now you know something most people will never fully understand. You don't need more time. You don't need better circumstances. You don't need to wait until life slows down. You need one focused hour every single day. That's it. That 1 hour is enough to build a business. It's enough to write your book. It's enough to get in the best shape of your life. It's enough to learn the skill that opens doors. It's enough to reconnect with your purpose. It's enough to become someone you're proud of. But here's the question. Will you give yourself that hour? Because the truth is, life will never give you that time. You have to take it. You have to claim it. You have to carve it out from the chaos and say, this is mine. This hour belongs to my growth, my future, my vision. And yes, it will be uncomfortable at first. You'll have to break old patterns. You'll have to say no to things that waste your energy. You'll have to fight through the tired days, the uninspired moments, the mental fog. But that's the path. That's the price. That's how transformation works. Because nobody changes their life by accident. It happens on purpose. It happens when you wake up one day and realize you're not waiting anymore. You're not blaming anymore. You're not talking anymore. You're doing. And the beautiful thing about 1 hour a day is this. You don't need to turn your whole life upside down. You just need to turn your focus inward for 1 hour. You just need to prove to yourself every day that you're willing to show up, no matter what. And once that habit is in place, once that 1 hour becomes part of who you are, your energy changes, your confidence shifts. You stop doubting and start believing. You stop wishing and start becoming. You stop chasing and start attracting. Because success doesn't come from one big moment. It comes from 1,000 small ones. Moments when you chose to rise instead of retreat. Moments when you put in the work even when no one was watching. Moments when you honored your future more than your comfort. And you start realizing something powerful. You don't need anyone to save you. You don't need anyone to give you permission. You don't even need to have it all figured out. You just need 1 hour. Today. Then again tomorrow. Then again the next day. And over time, those hours become chapters. Those chapters become a story. And that story becomes a legacy. Yours. So this is your challenge. Not to find time, but to make time. To stop living on autopilot and start living on purpose. To build a life that reflects the greatness inside you. Because you are capable. You are worthy. And you are ready. The only thing left is to begin. 1 hour. That's all it takes. Let the rest of your life be the result of that decision. Make it happen.